Alright, what up YouTube Nation? This is Coast Guard Chris. I'm just doing another update video for you guys. So bear in mind with me, the next few videos are going to be few and far between. I got a big 2 months coming up. So it's my last term in grad school, so I got that on my plate. 2 months to the day, we're going to be starting our travels to all these different countries, and that's when I'm really going to be forking out, a lot of good footage from all over the world. So, be patient with me, and I'll try to get to your questions when I can. But just know these next 2 months are going to be, it's going to be a little different. All right, so moving on. So I just want to make a point. Some people were asking about tactical teams in the Coast Guard, and I did completely forget the MSST. One of my good friends was the MK, and he was a part of that type of unit. And they're very much just training constantly and always ready to be deployed. I remember when Obama would come to Oahu when I was stationed in Hawaii, and those guys would get all just tacticaled out. So yeah, special ops type stuff, definitely check out MSST. Also, so IT Jen, you guys probably recognize her from JT Suits videos. She's our veteran coordinator at Cal Lutheran. She's going to help me with a video that'll answer all your GI Bill questions and just how to use your benefits to go back to school, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, so I just want to get into the Q&A part of things. Okay, Jarius Marin, how was deployment in the Coast Guard? Well, that depends. That depends on what unit you're attached to. For me, being on a cutter, it also depended on what mission we were doing. So our deployments would last anywhere from 3 to 5 months. And where I was at, we did fisheries, which is basically we're patrolling the Pacific and regulating all these other countries that are fishing out of the waters, making sure that they're using the right equipment. There's a lot of fishermen from other countries that are using these type of nets that just have these huge weights, and they drag on the bottom of the sea and they just destroy everything. So part of our job was to regulate these ships, and we signed, other countries signed this big treaty. Like all the major countries are a part of this kind of fishery patrol agreement that gives us authority to pull over these ships and make sure that they're not doing anything illegal. And then the other thing we made sure is that they weren't fishing out of other people's waters. Every country has a certain amount of territory that goes beyond the land. There's actually sea territories too, and all the same countries sign an agreement saying, hey, we're not going to fish out of these waters, but still you have a lot of countries that are breaking that agreement. So part of our job was to regulate them. Those are pretty laid back deployments actually. Not really high stress level. Unless you're doing it, we did that mostly in Polynesian countries, but when we were up in Alaska, we were doing the same thing, but that was a little different because, American fishermen, there wasn't a single boat that we boarded that, practically the whole crew didn't have a record of some kind. So those were a little bit more intense, but still kind of the same lines of just making sure they're not overfishing and stuff like that. Then there's the JIADF patrol, so those were the drug interdiction. Those are really high tense, but I like those ones a lot because it really made the deployment go a lot faster. We definitely moved with a sense of urgency the second we thought we spotted possible drug smugglers, so that part was really exciting. Yeah, so the deployments, they were long. We had some rough days. You make the most of it. There's definitely some good times that you have. Moving on to the next one. Pero Ibanez. He says, congratulations on starting your channel, Chris. Kick some ass. Is Guaranteed A school specific to one's rate only? So only certain rates offer Guaranteed A school when you first sign up, and that's because they don't have enough people to fill those positions, and they desperately need those jobs filled. So and it changes. It depends on what rate is low. There's certain rates like FS, which is basically a cook. Those are usually always in need because being a cook on a ship is hard, from what I've heard. I wouldn't want to do it. But yeah, so ask your recruiter what Guaranteed A schools are out there. So, and then this same gentleman said he just turned 30. No prior military experience, but believe can do a good job in the Coast Guard. Any comments, good or bad, regarding this elderly age to start in the Coast Guard? So there is certainly a lot more people joining at much older ages. It's a lot more common, you'd be surprised. A little bit older, but you will be working with younger people, so just keep that in mind. And a lot of people giving you orders are going to be younger than you. So if you're okay with that, then yeah, join at 30.
Tous les âges. Oui. C'est pour les enfants de...
Okay, Richard Stewart asks, are you an Imperial or a Rebel? Let us know which one you are and why. Wow, that's deep, man. Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
So what are you?
Oh man, wow.
So what does that mean? I don't even know what does that question entail.
Right? I mean, that could go on a deeper level. Like we
Yeah.
could be talking about like right now, like you know.
Yeah.
Because most people, I mean, don't you? America is, it's like we're like the empire, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're like the modern day, like, you know, kind of Rome. No, I would say Rebel, definitely. Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Just gonna
Cool.
leave. Just gonna leave.
Voilà, c'était donc un extrait de Star Wars, la guerre des étoiles. Je ne sais pas.
And thank you all. Remember to post questions, and yeah, stay tuned for the upcoming videos. May the force be with you, and Semper Paratus.